So you know what a locator is, and you know that your manual tests are basically locators in disguise. So herein comes the big question. Where do I actually find them? Do I need to ask the developer? Do I need to download some specific plugin? Or do I need to take a wild guess? Actually, no, because you have a superpower built right within your browser, and it's just one shortcut away from being possessed. So today, we stop guessing. We open the hood of the car and look right at the engine. Welcome to Testeroni. I'm Casper, and I'm here to help QA engineers become test automation engineers one slice at a time. All right, so let's get practical. At the internet here, which is a popular app for test automation engineers to try different scenarios that may arise. I leave the link to it in the description of the video, of course. And we have a simple goal here. We need to find the addresses for the username field, the password field, and the login button. So that's something that you come across very often. So you may remember a nifty trick from one of the previous videos so that we can right-click on an element and select Inspect, which opens up this whole dev console on the right-hand side. And you may also remember that the ID attribute is actually perfect for locating elements. So we have the ID of username here. So this is our golden ticket because ideally this is unique. So it uniquely identifies the element within the DOM hierarchy, so within this whole HTML code. Don't get discouraged by all the other information that you're seeing here because you don't need 99% of it. You should focus on the things that matter to you, not the fuss all around it. So just focus on this. We have the ID, we're done, bingo. So let's go for the password field. We do inspect again, and we have the ID of password. So it's 2 for 2, perfect. This is why we love IDs, right? Because they make us confident, they are unique, they are easy to locate, and it makes the whole locator endeavor very easy for us. So let's just go for the final thing, the login button. And you can see, let's expand this. You can see that within all those tags that relate to the login button, none of them actually feature an ID attribute. We can see that this button tag does have a class of radius and a type of submit, but it does not have an ID. And the reason for that is that the developer didn't leave us one. So here is the problem. You have the ID for the username, that's easy. You have the ID for the password, that's easy. But we don't have the ID for the login. And so we have a conundrum here. And you may be tempted to decide that, hey, but I have a class of radius. I can use that, right? Class ID, what's the big difference? And I want you to stop right there. Because classes are generally used for CSS styling. And this radius here means only that the corners of this button, if we zoom in enough, you can see that they are lit around. So all that means is that the CSS class of radius is applied on this button so that the corners are rounded. And the problem with that for using it as a locator is if the developer or the designer of whoever is deciding decides that they want the button to take a different form, to be more rectangular, for example, then suddenly your locator breaks because it was looking for the class of radius, which is no longer applied to this button at that point. And using class as a locator is, I would say, the #1 reason for the beginners to write flaky tests. And so you might be wondering, okay, so if I don't have the ID and I can't use the class, then how the hell am I supposed to locate this button in order for the automation, for example, to click it? And this is something that we are going to tackle in the very next video. So until then, I want you to go and practice locating IDs on this page. And you can try using the right-click and inspect like we did before, or you can use another nifty trick. Here in the developer console on the right-hand side, you can see that at the top you have these tabs like elements, console, sources, and so on. Don't get too tangled up in the other ones. The elements is the only one we are occupied with right now. But to the left of it, you have these 2 buttons. One of these is this arrow. And if you hover over it, you can see that it reads select an element in the page to inspect it. So click this, and this is going to be your magnifying glass. So let's click it. And when you click it, you can see that whatever you hover over on the page gets highlighted, and the code that corresponds to this element gets highlighted in the dev console on the right hand too. So you can see that as you are progressing through the page, whatever you hover over gets highlighted, and you can also click it so that it gets permanently highlighted in the dev console on the right hand side. So I want you to go to the internet app that I linked to in the description and try to practice locating the elements using both methods, because they are both very useful. So right click, inspect, and this arrow in the dev console that allows for highlighting. But I don't want you to click on that button just yet, because in the very next video we're going to learn all about how to handle such situations. So until then, please remember to like and subscribe to not miss the video next week, and please keep on rocking.